I wanted to make a couple comments about the reservation form that you have on your website as a winery. I realize a lot of wineries are using a plugin or a third party for this, but it's still something that you want to understand conceptually. So we're on Ayler's estate right here. And what you'll notice is when you go down to the estate tasting, it's asking you to pick a date, a time, and number of guests. And so there are really two main personas or motivations that you want to think about. There's the person who knows exactly when they want to come visit and can only come at that time or around that time. And then there's a person who's a little bit more flexible. Maybe they're visiting wine country for a few days. Maybe they live nearby and they have some flexibility. And my thought here is that when you ask someone to pick a date and time very specifically, you're really only catering to the people who absolutely require a specific, have a specific date in mind. So one thing that's really interesting here too is that, if you go, I'm going to purposely pick a time when I know they're closed, but you hit check availability and it basically says there's no availability. Now it's nice that it says view the closest availability, but I still have to kind of click November 26th and then I can see, okay, here's the availability. I said 1 p.m., but it's giving me the entire day, which is good. But if I want to now go and do a different day, hey, it takes me back to October. It doesn't land me where I was. I have to go back to November 29th, check availability again, and then it's giving me availability there. Then if I was, going to be there in early December, I now have to go back there. So it's somewhat cumbersome to go through and check some different days because this form is really set to be focused on, I have a very specific date in mind. Now, if you switch over, and this is Client Sellers, but it's Talk, which is a very common app that people use. What you'll notice is that I can kind of bounce around on dates incredibly easily through this calendar and see what times are available without having to re-enter a form or choose my time or whatever. I mean, up here I can change to the amount of guests if I want to, but again, this is just an example of something that makes it so easy to jump around and see if I'm going to be, in wine country for a long weekend, I can easily browse through what's available that weekend. And so again, when you're choosing a vendor to work with, or you're choosing, you're optimizing how it appears on your website, you really want to think about making sure that you're not forcing someone to put a very, very specific date, and that's the only way that they can see, that you're allowing them a way to kind of browse and see what times are available within a given time period, because that's, let's be honest, the most likely scenario that is going to be the case when someone's coming to look at your winery website and to make an appointment.